10 years after moving overseas, I moved back to Australia, to the countryside of Victoria, to the Macedon Ranges. I lived overseas for the major part of my graphic design career. Lived in Paris for 8 years. It's a large juxtaposition between the streets of Paris and the wood-lined streets of Woodhead and Macedon Ranges. So, but the beauty is equally on par, as in, you know, you've got your classic rainy, starry nights in Paris, which is obviously spectacular. But then you've got here, it's stunning. I love it. If you walk the streets of Paris, there's a lot of Gothic typography used, but then there's also expressive typography in all this, and also very clean, beautifully designed typography. That really clean, perfected curves, I'm talking about serifs here, the small serifs or large slab serifs, comes across in Trenery's logo that I've designed, but also in other works of mine. But here I've only used slight flourishes for the Trenery logo, which again probably comes to the slight flourishes of where I live. You know, Macedon Ranges, there's, you know, it goes with the name, it's not just flat ground, it's kind of quite wavy. And living on a farm for 2 years, surrounded by hills, I think, but maybe got stuck in my mind too. There's a lot of curves and fine points and circular details that I have used within the typography and the brand mark. I would love to show you a few of the early sketches that I went through with the Trenery secondary logo. If you see from original sketch here, we're again talking about organic curves and sort of that rigid typography kind of come across here in terms of my inspirations of where I've been living. But when you put them on top of each other, you can really see how things have developed. And here we've got the final underneath. This is the sort of sketch process that I go through. And then this goes onto the computer for the fine tuning. I started off working with TRN, and then this idea came along. So that sketch kind of like brought me to where I was. When I was playing with TRN, I then started molding more TRs. I've got a few sort of random little sketches in here, in my moleskin. They're very, very early days. Again, there's some really, really basic sketches here, if you wanted to have a look. Where I was playing around with TR and TRN. Again, this is sort of little doodles. This is another direction we went down as well, sort of early beginnings. Here you've got real sort of, again, it's more graphic than organic. But yeah, that TRN comes across here. See, it all sort of starts with sketches, even little serifs. It all starts with typography for me. It's lovely to finally bring my design back to Australia and really back to the streets of Australia, essentially.